Stuff on. Good evening. What's up? Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Lady J, and it's Talk About It Tuesday. I am so excited to chop it up with y'all to talk this evening. Listen, so much to catch up on, right? So much to catch up on. And I can't wait to talk with you guys. Who do we have on here tonight? Good evening. Hi, Pastor Phyllis. I'm so excited to see you on tonight. It was so good to see you Sunday. Listen, we had an amazing time, didn't we? We had an amazing time. Listen, tonight I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about generational wealth. What to do to get started with generational wealth. We're going to be talking about activism tonight. You guys know we're always going to talk about things that are relevant to the culture, to the community, and to the people. And so we're going to always talk about things like that. And so I cannot wait to talk to you about activism. Hello, Pastor Sylvia. Good evening. So talk about things to do right now, okay, to start building generational wealth. So stay tuned. Tonight's going to be good, right? Tonight's going to be very informational. I don't know if I'm going to be that funny tonight. But since I tickle myself, I'm sure I'm going to be funny, okay? So do me a favor. Make sure you're sharing the broadcast tonight. We're about to get started. It's Talk About It Tuesday, and I cannot wait, y'all. I missed y'all last week. I was grandmaing, right? Last week I was grandmaing, and so I didn't get a chance to do to our Talk About It Tuesday. But when we get back together, we always know what is Lady J gonna do. I'm always gonna give you love. I'm always gonna give you joy, and I'm always gonna give you God, right? Always gonna give you love. Always gonna give you joy, and always going to give you God. And so that's one of the things I prepare to do every single week when I'm talking with you and when I am sharing with you. All right. And so let's go ahead and get started. Listen, I'm excited tonight. I missed you all. I know last week was like love week, so I pray everyone felt love. You felt appreciated. You felt that you were not alone. That you felt connected, even if you do not have a significant other, partner, any of that. That you felt the love of God. That you know that you are important. That you know that you are relevant to life. That you understand your value, and so I pray that regardless of any of that, right, of any of those things that are partial or any of those things that um, are outside of you, that you know that you are all the way loved, that you know that you are needed, you are necessary, that you understand that you are needed to do the things here in the earth, that someone needs you, someone loves you, right? That someone cares about you. And let me tell you, that someone, first and foremost, is God. But your girl, Lady J, love you. Oh, yes, she do. I love you so much. I care about you. And I want you to know you are an important piece to why I do what I do. You're an important piece to me getting a message out to people, for people to be encouraged, for people to be empowered, for people to be edified and to be connected. You are a part of why I do what I do. And so I want you to know that you are necessary, that you are important. So let's get started tonight. You guys always know we're going to talk about something that may be considered political. We're going to talk about something in the entertainment, right? And so definitely want to talk to you about that on tonight. Okay. So the first thing, first and foremost, let's get our discussion going. Do y'all know that it's tax season, right? Oh, yes, it is tax season. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Well, for some, anyways, listen, I'm just glad to, if I don't owe, I'm good. If I do owe, guess what? I celebrate. You don't want to know why? Because it means I've had a good year, right? If I owe, I still celebrate, because what that means, it means that I had a good year. It means things were profitable for us and our businesses, and in our places of employment, and how we handled money. It's all good. Do not complain. I don't want anyone that's watching me, because what we need to do is change our mindset, right? We need to change our mindset. And what I want you to do is change your mindset with how you view tax season. And so if you're like, oh my God, I want to get a few grand back. If you get nothing back, it's good. If you owe, it's still good because it means you had a profitable year. And I just want you to be thankful that you had a profitable year. A lot of times people are talking about, hello, Evangelist Powell. A lot of times people are talking about, I'm going to get the bag, we're going to get this money, but people don't want to pay the price to have the bag, right? People don't understand that the bag comes with a price. And a lot of times that could be you owing taxes, but it's okay. It's all good. What that means is you had a profitable year. And so I want you to change your mindset. It's time to change how we view things and begin to celebrate. If I owe, it's all good. If I owe, it's all good. It just means I had a good year. All right. It just means that I had a good year. But while we are talking about tax season, I want to hear from you. What do you plan to do each year when you're about to get your taxes right? What are your plans? What do you hope to accomplish? You get this little stash of money. What would you like to do? What do you do every year, right, when you get your income tax? I want to hear from you, and I'm going to share with you some tips and some ideas of some things that you could do, even if you need to do some things differently, right? If you need to do some things differently that would really launch you into your year. So let's talk about that real quick. So one of the things I know that some people do when they get their taxes is they pay off debt. I hope that's what you're thinking too. Oh, y'all look quiet in this Presbyterian church today. Listen, it's to pay off some debt. Hello, Lady Lacey. Listen, I hope that you plan to pay off some debt. Yes, right? Pay off some debt. Someone said, Brandy says, to rehab my house. Oh, I love that idea. Listen, that's one of the things I was going to mention as well. When you're getting some tax money, you got a little extra change, right, in your pocketbook. Rehab your house, do some things in addition to your property, right? Whether that is to get some new windows, fix the roof, right? Do some new landscaping, get the bushes or get some bushes, right? Do some things, plant some new flowers, do that garden that you plan to do, buy the raised beds for that. We're living in a time that there's a lot of food insecurity. And so have you considered planting your own food, right? Get those raised beds, do your own, do the research, see what you want to start planting. And guess what? It's an early season, but there are things that you can begin to plant now, such as broccoli. Even there's greens that you can plant now that you don't have to wait till later, because greens can go all season into the fall, right? And in fact, they say they are always best when they get a little frost on them. Don't say nobody told you nothing, right? And so you can begin to do some of those things, right? Have you put money aside? Hi, Janice. Have you put money aside for your grass to be cut during the season, right? For your grass to be cut, for all of it. Have you considered, here's a big one for all those busy people such as myself. Have you considered with your income tax money investing in a house cleaner? Have you invested in maid service, right? Having someone come to do a deep cleaning. You know, you're so busy, you don't have time to do all of those kinds of things. But with this extra money, you can get it done, right? There's some things that you can do to get it done. Add that fresh coat of paint on those walls, right? You wanted to add some more, you wanted to decorate. This is a great time to buy some new pictures, to buy some new area rugs. This is a great time to buy some new pillows on the couches. That always refreshes things, right? How about a new comforter set for your bedroom? How about you do some new pillows for the bed? Ladies, y'all know we love pillows. All the men, but like, why do we have all these pillows? I don't understand its purpose, right? But we understand why. Hello, ethical elements. Listen, I need some CMOS, girl. Get with me, inbox me. And so do some things that you wanted to do that makes coming home amazing, that makes you want to come home, that makes coming home your resort, right? That makes coming home to be refreshing, reflective, a place of peace for you. Because one thing is for certain, I don't care what Instagram tries to tell you or social media, nobody is vacationing all the days of the year. All right. But one thing you can do is make sure that your home is in old. Make sure you enjoy make it pretty and add some flavor to it, your own personality. This is a great time to do that with income tax, right? Another thing to do with that income tax, right, is to create memories. Y'all know I talk about this all the time, but it is so important that we discuss this because stop buying things that have no value, their value decrease. Stop buying things that are only temporary or momentary, but buy things that you could create memories. I remember when I was a single mom, and there was a lot of things that I could not do because of finances. But with income tax, listen, I made sure we went to a water park. We spent a couple of days in a hotel. Whatever that is, do some things for you, your family, and your children that can create value, and that will bring memories for years to come. They can say, "Do you remember when we came down the water slide? Do you remember when we made that sand castle? Do you remember when we took that long ride to Virginia Beach and mom had to keep pulling over, dad had to keep pulling over because they got tired? Do y'all remember we sung all them songs riding down the road? Come on now. Do you remember when we got on the plane for the first time? Create memories, take a cruise. Cruising is one of the least expensive, in my opinion, travel options that gives you kind of an all-inclusive option because food is included, entertainment is included, and there's so much fun on that boat, okay, that's on the ocean. And so I would definitely say, listen, plan a cruise, do something with you and your children that you can create memories. And one of the ways to do that is a vacation. And if you need any ideas, listen, inbox your girl, Lady J. I am a travel agent, plug. And so I want to help you to do that. But there's some other things. Listen, I want to talk about, one of the things I want to talk about is building generational wealth, right? There is never a time that is too late or too early to begin to do some of those things. And so let's talk. One of the things, because we're talking about you got a little bit extra change, what can I do? How about if you do not have life insurance, baby, listen, that is the first thing you need to do. Do not go past 100. Don't buy another, do not go to Foot Locker. Don't buy another pair of Jordans. Have Prosper. Do not buy another pair of Jordans. Do not buy a new Louis bag. Do not go get no new weave. Men, don't get no new shoes. Don't get a new bag. I'm telling you, don't buy a new belt. Don't do any of those things until you have life insurance. Please. And what you could do, because it's income tax season, how about you pay your monthly costs for the whole year? Right? Then you don't have to worry about it. Pay for that for the whole year, cover all of that cost because you got your income tax, right? Life insurance. How about you go find a little plot of land? Right? Go find a little plot of land, go buy something that you can start paying on, but start at least getting the idea of where can I purchase? What can I do with what I have? How can I start building generational wealth for my family and start thinking about the future than just right now? How about go ahead and pay for that LLC? Put your kids to work. Write them a check, their allowance, a part of your LLC that you can write off that you had employees. Get you an LLC, a legit LLC, though. Okay, I'm not telling you to play no games. Let's be clear. But go pay for your LLC because right now you do have some extra cash. You have some extra things that you can do, right? Speaking of that extra cash, how about start building up your savings account? That's right. Build your savings account. The statistics show that you need to have 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved. So we're talking about what would it cost if something happened, your job shut down. Do you have 3 to 6 months saved of your mortgage, of all of your utilities, of your cell phone bill, your car note, your insurances, and all those kinds of things? Do you have that saved? This is a great time to start putting that aside and building that cushion. The other thing that you can begin to do, is it time to get that credit right? We talked about paying off debt, but do you have enough money saved that you can buy a house? Again, we're talking about building wealth. Can you buy a house? Can you put money aside? Do you have enough for a down payment, right? Have you saved for a few years for that down payment? Or maybe you have enough. Maybe you need to speak to somebody. It's a great time to begin to do that. And when we're talking about generation wealth, how about you start putting aside. Maybe you should pay an attorney so that you can put in writing your last testament and will. Do you have a will? Do people know what you want to happen when you take your last breath? At your funeral services, who do you want to speak? When with the things that you possess, who do you want it to go to so people are not fighting over your property and your belongings? You've divided out, you know, who you want to go to. Hi, Lisette. But have you thought about those things and where you want to go? One of the other things you could do with that income tax money is pay for a course. When you're talking about going to get the bag, you're talking about leveling up. But are you really leveling up, or are you? There's a scripture in Proverbs that talk about those who are like airheads in the Message translation. And it talks about those basically who talk a lot, but their life is not the example of that. And I don't want you to be those who listen to me, those who follow me, those who watch me. I don't want you to be one of those that talk a good game, but you don't live nothing about what you say, that your life is hollow. I want you to be people of substance. And so to be that, I encourage you and recommend go pay for a course. Right? You've been talking about real estate. Go pay for your real estate class, right? Go do some go get a course. Go to here in Columbus, we got Columbus State University, Franklin University, all of those places. Go pay for a class. Go learn something, learn a skill, learn a trade, right? Many people they love doing skincare. This could pay for your esthetician classes so you can be a legit eyelash technician, right? Or a legit makeup artist. Go do some of those things with your income tax money. Pay for a course, right? How about, listen, this is a new one I found out. How about buying pallets from Amazon? Do you know after a year that they have to sell those pallets? And sometimes they go for as less as $1. Ain't that crazy? They go for as less as $1 on Amazon. You can buy a whole pallet of stuff that may be worth a few $1,000s. So you got $1. Resell it at the value that it is, and bam, there you go. All right. Well, I'm talking about those who do not want to just talk a good game. And so we talked about some of those few things: life insurance, land, and LLC, pallets to flip, property, a course. And one of the other things that I learned about is vending machines, y'all. Woo! We're talking about leveling up. We're talking about going to the next level. We're talking about, there's one of the things we say at my church. We say that you're going to take a real good look at me, because this time next year, you're going to have to learn me all over again, because I'm going from faith to faith and from glory to glory, and the image of God will be revealed in my life. But guess what? There are some people that you'll be able to look at them next year, and they're going to be in the same place, doing the same things, talking that same stuff, and have never made one move towards being the version of themselves that they say that they are. And so I encourage you, listen, take the steps and do better this year. Don't do the same things, but how about making a step to do better? All right. And so now the next thing I'm going to talk about is activism. Y'all, it is so important that we engage in activism, that we are not silent. I was about to say the Bible, but no, Martin Luther King said you're complicit when you are silent to things that you see and you don't say anything, you don't do anything. Something in you should just turn, something in you should get, you should have this righteous anger, something in you should want to say something or to do something. And there are many ways that you can engage. Hi, Minion. There's many ways that you can engage. There's many ways that you can participate in activism. But one of those ways is not being silent. All right. One of those ways is not being silent. And let me tell you something. This is a few things as we're talking about our news category. Is in the city of Columbus. I live here in Columbus, Ohio. And so in the city of Columbus, just recently, do you know there was a $5.75 million settlement made because of police brutality? $5.75 million. Oh my God. Y'all, $5.75 million settlement. There was also another one for $10 million. I'm not sharing that with you just to be like, oh, they got paid. No, a disaster had to happen. Something bad had to happen because it's connected to police brutality. But this is the thing I want y'all to know. Listen, turn the screen up, turn the computer up. I need y'all to listen to this. This is off the chain right here. This is crazy. Are y'all ready for this? Listen, the people that pay for these settlements Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? The people that pay for these settlements is us, the taxpayers. I'm like, I just found this out. The people that it is not like the FOE, the police union, it's not the police officers, that they should be taking their retirement or something to pay this stuff off. They don't do any of that. This is paid for by taxpayer dollars. And I said, OMG, you mean we are paying them to abuse us? We are paying them to kill us. We are paying them to manipulate the system and the laws to be on their side. You mean we are paying them to totally execute an entire people group? Y'all, listen. This is why when I said to y'all, Stavetta, thank you so much for sharing, that it's important that you get life insurance. I saw someone put this on Instagram, and I believe it wholeheartedly, that if we all, and especially men, would get $1 million policy. If you can afford $1 million policy, get $500,000. Don't get nothing under $100,000. And if with all this police brutality and people, even with the community killing each other, and all these guns being accessible in our communities, what I can guarantee you that you will hit them in the pocket if you start getting life insurance and they had to pay $1 million a pop. They had to pay $500,000 a pop. They had to pay $250,000 a pop every time they did it. You know who would fight for us? Do you know who would stand up for us? Do you know who will become the activists for us? Is Wall Street. It is those Fortune 500 insurance companies. They would stand up and they would rise up and they would say, you guys have to stop killing these people because y'all are taking all of our money. Y'all are robbing us blind. Y'all taking everything we have because you are careless. And because you're doing what you're doing, you're not having value for human life. They would speak up for us. But how it is currently, many people don't even have life insurance. And so when the police when we're killing each other and all this kind of stuff, when it happens, it's no loss to them because we're still doing GoFundMes and frying fish to bury each other. Y'all, there has got to be a change. And it starts with us. We have to do things differently. We have to think differently. But as I began to think about that, I said, oh my God, you mean to tell me that all these settlements that are happening, particularly, I don't know about other counties, I don't know about other states, but here in the city of Columbus, these settlements over the past, listen, not a month or so, less than that, but $15.75 million is coming from taxpayer dollars. I'm going to sit quiet right there because that thing that got me stirred. $15.75 million coming from taxpayer dollars, y'all. That is some strange politics. That's some strange government right there. But I want you to know so that you can begin to advocate for change. So that, there's this statement by Gandhi that said, be the change that you want to see. Be that change. Begin to do things differently. Begin to discuss these things amongst your family, amongst people you have influence of, amongst your community. Ask those hard questions of your friends. Do you have life insurance? If you were to die, what would happen? You want to ask them about the place of their soul, about their relationship with God, but you also want to ask them about their finances. Do they have a will? Do they have life insurance? What do they expect to happen? Those are hard conversations, but with those conversations, I believe that we can start to move the needle forward and we can start to make some necessary changes that we need to see amongst our people, we need to see in our culture and in our communities. I'm telling you, make this change. Again, we're talking this tax season. Pay that premium off for the whole year. Go ahead and knock it out the way so you don't have to worry about it. But don't let it be named among you that you're getting an income tax check and you don't even have life insurance. That you bought a new TV, you bought a new car, you bought a new cell phone, you bought some new joints, you bought a new bag, you bought some new weed, you bought some new belts, you bought whatever, a new book bag, you bought a new computer, and you do not have life insurance. Y'all, I know I'm pushing this thing. I'm not an agent. I get no benefit from this, but I understand the importance and how this applies to building generational wealth and how it applies to saving a community and changing the trajectory of laws are done, how brutalities in their communities could probably change if they had to pay out this amount of money to the people that are dying in the streets. I bet we would get policies about gun laws then. I bet they'll stop allowing all these guns in our communities then, right? If they had to actually pay out these policies at that level. All right. Let me get off my soapbox. All right. I just listen, y'all. Y'all already know. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about entertainment, politics, and we're going to always talk about God. And I just want to make sure that it is clear with those who follow me, those who watch me, those who listen, those who hit the replay, that you hear my heart. You know where I stand, right? You know what I believe. I don't like muddy waters. I like it to be very clear. I'm not a real neutral person. I'm really black and white. And so I want you to know how I feel about things that are happening in our community, in our culture, amongst our people. I want you to know and be clear about my feelings in my heart about that. As we move forward tonight, listen, I want to bring this to your attention and talk about this. It is so good. But I was listening to something today. And by Pastor Creflo Dollar, right? It was so good, y'all. Cannot wait. Let me tell y'all what this says here. It says training yourself. We're going to close here. Training yourself to come out of certain habits and mindsets won't be easy. And the devil will fight you every step of the way. But if you will make a quality decision to live a life of discipline, Jesus Christ himself will help you follow through on what you have decided to do. I want you to know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I want you to know that you are more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus. I want you to know that you can do all things in Christ Jesus. I want you to know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That the weapons formed, but they do not have to accomplish what they were sent to do. I want you to know that God fights for you. He goes ahead of you, that he's your front and your rear guard, that he surrounds you like a shield. I want you to know that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. I want you I want you to know that greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. And if you make a decision that I'm going to honor God, that these hangups are not going to be my hangups no more, that these habits are not going to be my habits no more, that these disappointments are not going to be my disappointments anymore. Oh my goodness, that this mindset is not going to be this my mindset anymore. That when you make that kind of decision, and that if you will lean on God in the process, even when it gets hard, even when those familiar thoughts and those familiar people come around, but if you make that decision with God, that Jesus Christ himself will stand up, he will fight for you, he will hold you, he will steady you, he will settle you, he will center you, and he will cause you to come out victorious on the other side. It's easy a lot of times to not make a decision, but not making a decision is making a decision. But if you choose to say this is going to be the year that I do some things. We talked about this at the beginning of the year. We said no longer will we be those who just talk, but we're going to be those who do. And so if this is going to be the year that I accomplish and actually do some things, and I challenge you that even in your walk with God, that you begin to do some things differently and that you allow God to process you through. That when it feels so hard that it says through the shadow of death that I will fear no evil in Psalms 23. For he is with me, his rod and staff, they comfort me. And I'm telling you that as you go through what seems like a valley of a shadow of a death, that you will get to still waters. I needed to hear that for myself. That you will get to still waters. That you will get to where the grass is green. That you will get to the place that there's full provision. That you will get to the place that where it hurts right now, that it won't hurt the same. That it won't even be there, and you'll just be reminded of the place you came from, and you see the place that you stand now in victory. I'm telling you that this is not the end of your story. God, hallelujah. I preach it to myself that this is not the end of your story, but you too will walk in victory. He says, when you make a quality decision, you're going to have a quality outcome. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel like giving up or throwing it down. It doesn't mean that those feelings are not going to show up. It doesn't mean the reminders won't come. It doesn't mean any of those things. But what it does mean is that God will be with you every step of the way, that you are not alone, that you have help, that you have the angels surrounding you and will minister to you if you allow them to. It means that what's currently hard will become your testimony. It means that you're going to have a testimony. Testimony is right around the corner. This test will end, but how you score is up to you. Come on. This test will end, but how you score is up to you. I want you to be encouraged today. Make the quality decision. If you make a quality decision, you get a quality outcome. If through the decision, you walk it out with God. If through decision, you don't backslide, don't go back to that place, don't go back to that thing, don't go back to that person. But if you trust him in the process, I'm telling you, you're going to come out with a powerful testimony. You're going to come out more anointed than you are now. You're going to come out with a story that's going to encourage and empower somebody else. And more than anything, you're going to come out knowing that you can do anything. You'll come out with so much confidence that greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to be like Rocky. You're going to be like Rocky. Like, what? Oh, you don't want to come for me. You're going to be like Rocky. Like, what? Oh, you don't want none of this. You're going to be like Rocky. Like, do you understand who I am? Do you understand who fights for me? Do you understand who is my great one? Do you understand who my God is? Who the Lord is? Do you understand that there will be a performance of the things that God has said? They don't understand. Be like Jesus, like God. They don't even know what they do. They don't understand that who they're coming against. They think they're coming against me, but they're really coming against God. And some of the things are not people. Some of the things are is life. Some of the things are consequences. Some of the things are just situations. But I want to tell you that problem still has to come against God. That problem still has to stand up against your God. That problem still has to come face to face with your God. Even if it's sickness, if it's a health issue, if it's a mental issue, if it's an emotional issue, if it's your children, if it's your family, whatever it is, it has to stand up against your God. And if God before you, who can be against you? Because the battle doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God. Because it belongs to God, you will always win. And you'll always come out on the other side. Trust the process. That's right, Leanne. We are Rockies. Baby, honey, listen. It's like I can see all of you running to the top of those steps. I can see all of you taking those hits. And it seems like you about to be out for the count. It seems like you're not going to win anything. It seems like you're getting put out. It seems like everything is coming against you. It seems like you're not going to win. It seems like you are defeated. But even at that moment, I could hear the old folks saying, he may not come when you want it, but he's always on time. Listen, I love y'all, my Talk About It Tuesday family. And I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be informed. I want you to be knowledgeable. But I want you more than anything to know God, to be encouraged and walk with God through all the processes of life. It's called life. It's called life. But you're going to be all right and you're going to come out on the other side. All right. I love y'all so much. It's your girl, Lady J. And it's Talk About It Tuesday. And I can't wait to see y'all next week. Listen, if there's a business that you guys want me, hi, Carlene. Hi, Jackie. Hi, I'm Jackie. Listen, if you guys want me to talk about a business or a situation or something you hear going on, I want to breach the conversation. I want to talk about it, but make sure you get the information in my inbox. I want to promote businesses. I want to promote all kinds of people, right? I want to put their information before other people. I love talking about other businesses and putting people up, right? I love pushing other people. I love that. And so if there's a business or an opportunity you want me to discuss, listen, get it to me, send it to me, and I'll make sure I'll share that information. I can't wait to see y'all next Tuesday. Listen, we're building something. We're building it together, 1 week at a time. God bless you. I love y'all. Have a great week.